Hello again, everyone. Steve Beverly coming your way from Fred DeLay Gymnasium in Jackson, Tennessee. And as I've said for more than 30 times on a championship Monday night, this is it. And it couldn't get much better than this. Union, the host team, taking on Valdosta State, two Gulf South Conference rivals. And you got to know, they know each other. There's probably not going to be any kind of rabbits pulled out of the hat tonight. It's just going to be gutted out, play this game, and may the best team win. That's exactly the way it all is going to shake out this evening. And there's a lot that we're going to bring to the table with you here in our pregame show just to give you some of the emotions of each of these two teams. Union comes into this game 25 consecutive victories, 28-2 on the season. Valdosta State has been a team on a mission, and I can't understate that whatsoever because they have been since this all started. 25-5, but two very impressive victories over Tampa and Lee University, one of their conference rivals. So tonight we want to give you just some kind of an idea of what's going through the minds of these coaches, and during the game you'll hear from them again as well as some of the players. But tonight we'll start out with Deandra Shermer, the head coach of Valdosta State, and they're time-tested, tournament-tested. They've been this far before, so this is nothing new. But you hear a lot from Coach Shermer about her team being locked in. And Deandra says from the moment the team took the floor in Friday's game against Tampa, she could tell that the Lady Blazers were definitely locked in.
And so when I know that they have that confidence and they're calling their own shots and they're wanting the ball, I know they have the right mindset. And right now I feel like our mindset is very much locked in. I feel like the leadership that we get from the two of these people up here, and especially Kay's been here for 2 years now, and it's unmatched.
And back we are. Had a little bit of a problem with that one. I tell you what, let's do. I'm telling my director, Chris Reasons, let's go back to that soundbite again with Deandra Shermer because I think we had a little bit of an accident on there. And again, let's show everybody why she thinks her team has been so locked in.
And so when I know that they have that confidence and they're calling their own shots and they're wanting the ball, I know they have the right mindset. And right now I feel like our mindset is very much locked in. I feel like the leadership that we get from the two of these people up here, and especially Kay's been here for 2 years now, and it's unmatched.
Well, that's the story from Deandra Shermer, and she has been a delight to talk to this week because I think she's as excited as her team is about making it back to the championship game once again, and we're about 6.5 minutes away from tip-off. Well, then there's the other side of the coin, and that's Union University. This is the fourth time since becoming a Division II team that Union has hosted the South Regionals. They have been to the championship game twice, won it once, and that was 4 years ago against Valdosta State. The other time, it was in 2014, in which they lost it to Nova Southeastern. But this is a team that Mark Campbell has felt is one of the best that he has ever had. But to get to the championship game, Union had a real scare in the first half of the semifinals against Eckerd. The Lady Bulldogs were only up 31-28 at halftime, and in the third quarter, Union had an unprecedented 23-1 run, and Coach Campbell said that the second half during the season has been his team's strength.
And we've been that way all year long. I think the third quarter and the fourth quarter is something we've been really good at in certain games, just execution-wise and focus. This has been a group that has taken a lot of pride on being narrowly focused when things are hard. And I don't think that just happens. I think it has something to do with the character in the group. And so you have certain years where teams do that. This year's definitely been one of those years.
Both of these coaches know each other well. They are certainly, without question, they're rivals when they're on the floor, but there's a tremendous amount of respect between the two of them, and particularly, you know how both of them, their philosophy of coaching is so similar, and also the way that they treat their players. And so they are two coaches that, even though they both want to win this as strongly as they possibly can, they're also rooting for each other in that sense of the word, because both of them are tremendous mentors and role models to their teams. Well, it's time now. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for our teams tonight. And first off, let's go to Valdosta State. I can tell you a lot about, and I will during the game, about where they stand in scoring, but when we get to this point, stats don't mean anything. It's how they execute tonight. But starting lineups tonight, Tamaya Francis. She is a 5'3" sophomore guard from Toronto, Ontario. Nicole Hain, and you're going to hear from her during the night. She's a delightful young lady. She is a 5'11" graduate student, transfer from Texas A&M International. She hails from Spanish Fort, Utah. Kwajalein Orr K. Farmer, as we call her and her coach does. She is a tremendous player, and she's a candidate for the most valuable player of this tournament. She's from Grovetown, Georgia, transferred from South Carolina Aiken, 6'1" graduate student. Delaney Bernard, you heard from her on Saturday during our telecast. Delaney is a 5'8" graduate student from Lakewood, Colorado. These players are coming from all over. And then Lily Long, she is the Australian, 6-footer. She's a sophomore, and she brings a lot of skills on defense to the floor, and you'll hear her name being called a lot tonight. Now let's flip over to the host team, the number 1 seed and the number 1 ranked team in the country in Division II NCAA. Shanique Lucas, she is a 5'8" junior, originally from Papua New Guinea, but her family hails from Thailand. Ashton Baker, a 5'6" graduate transfer from Liberty University. She is from Nesbitt, Mississippi. Jalencia Williams, the most valuable player in the Gulf South Conference and in the South region. 6'2" senior from Indianapolis. She was a transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne. Bethany Dillard, a 5'10" freshman from Maumelle, Arkansas, and she's a strong outside threat all during the game. 9 points in the semifinal game on Saturday. Same thing for Emily Dunnigan. She is from just up the road from here in Dixon, Tennessee, a 5'4" graduate student, decided to come back. She had another year of eligibility, and I know the Lady Bulldogs are glad that she did because she had 9 points in that Saturday game against Eckerd, and particularly a strong second half. So those are your starters as we get ready for what should be a big one. I've vowed not to say this ought to be a dandy because I said it about both games on Saturday, and it turned out to be anything but, because Valdosta State just took Lee off the map by 26, and Union, after being threatened in the first half by Eckerd, ended up winning 73-48. So tonight, it's a case strictly of looking on this as just another game, but trying to execute. As you see, a lot of the partisans who have come in here, it's going to be hostile territory for Valdosta State, but they're used to that. This is an experienced team, and so the fact that it's going to be a loud crowd in favor of Union is not going to bother them a bit. In fact, you'll hear during the course of the game Kay Farrer talk about how she knew this team was going to get off the deck after losing week before last in the semifinals of the Gulf South Conference tournament. And that may have been the worst thing that could have happened to the rest of the field here, because Valdosta State, their emotions are running sky high tonight. And we're less than a minute away from the tip-off. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I want to say a special hello again to all of the parents, grandparents, and all of the relatives and close friends of these ladies playing for both teams. I know you are exceptionally proud of them, and regardless of the outcome, I can tell you our joy has been getting to meet them during the course of this week and to find out what great people they are, as well as athletes. And trust me, they have all been great representatives of both universities and the coaches as well. And I think that this is going to be the kind of game you see tonight. They're going to, both of them, leave it on the floor. So we're just about set to go, so let's go down to the floor for the introduction of the players in tonight's starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the third round action of the 2022 NCAA Division II Women's Basketball Championship. Tonight's game features the Valdosta State University Lady Wizards versus the Union University Lady Bulldogs. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. At forward for Valdosta State, a 5'11" graduate student from Spanish Fort, Utah. for you, a 6'2" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 5, Josiah Williams. At guard for the last of 6, a 5'3" sophomore from Toronto, Ontario, number 1, Tamaya Moritz. At guard for you, a 5'4" graduate student from Nixon, Tennessee, number 24, Emily B. At guard for the last of 6, a 5'8" graduate student from Lakewood, Colorado, number 11, Tony Bernard. And at guard for you, a 5'6" graduate student from Lakewood.
And there they are. And in probably an hour and 45 minutes, we'll find out which of these two teams will go forward into the NCAA Division II Elite Eight in Birmingham a week from now. Both of them have been there before. Union's last opportunity was 4 years ago, and they went into the Final Four before going down to defeat. Mike Mann and his band in the stands. They will keep things lively tonight, and this place is going to be close to packed. Got a lot of fans continuing to trickle in here. In case you've never been to Jackson, Tennessee, a town of about 70,000 people. Madison County, a little bit more than 100,000, and they love their basketball here. I know they love it down in Valdosta, Georgia. I grew up in nearby Waycross, Georgia, and I went to Valdosta State my first 2 years, so I have very fond memories of that. I hope we all have fond memories of this game when it's over. It is Farah to jump it against Williams, and ladies and gentlemen, let the game begin, and it goes to Valdosta State. Baker just couldn't catch up with it. It was tapped out of bounds, so it is going to be Lady Blazer basketball. Now, this team will do a lot of rotation. You'll see them possibly trying to take it to the inside against Williams because Eckerd forced 2 fouls on her in the early going and a 5-second violation. If you're closely guarded there in that zone, you got to get rid of it within 5 seconds, and so that's the first turnover of the contest. Eckerd got 2 fouls on Jalencia Williams in the first quarter, and I think they may have a clock issue. And once again, we've had that happen a few times during the course of the tournament, and they're trying to get the shot clock matched up with the game clock. This place gets very, very quiet when you have the officials. And to a degree, it probably settles the nerves a little bit of these players to have just a little cool-down period. Both coaches said they were glad to have the rest on Sunday. After Saturday night's games, it gave them a chance to mentally as well as physically give their teams an opportunity to calm it a bit. Union is a team that has been really a strong second-half team during the course of the season. Williams trying a double spin move and got the bank, and it did not get the right angle. Hain, who was such a strong force in Saturday's win against Lee, and the turnaround is there, and Farrell with the first basket to give Valdosta a 2-0 lead. Lucas, again, they're going to be looking for Williams on the inside as much as they possibly can, and tipped away, and it went off the hands of Dillard last, and so Union has been forced into 2 early turnovers. That's definitely what Mark Campbell would not like to see as this contest begins. Again, they work the perimeter, but they are going to give, and the jumper. And Farrah gets it off the iron, and this is one thing that Union has to be careful about is giving up offensive rebounds. Hain with the follow. to make it a 4-0 lead for the Lady Blazers. The last time these two teams met was the next to last week of the season on this floor in the Gulf South Conference. Union won it 59-56 after trailing by 14 at halftime. Williams working, gets right by the left-hand layup. That was the fake on Farah. And that is what her trademark has been. Shooting 62% from the floor for the season. And the house is loud. 3 is in and out, rims out, and Williams the rebound. Ashton Baker, known as the Flash, takes it all the way down and overshoots it. Sometimes Ashton's speed just simply leaves her to have too much momentum as she goes down toward the basket for those layup opportunities. Farrell working against Williams. Turnaround, further away from the basket and gets it. Williams goes for the banks. Farah has a tendency to shoot these short 6 to 8 foot jump shots. And again, Baker, this great leadership she's had on this team this season. One might expect this to be a defensive battle. It definitely was in their previous meeting, the only meeting they've had this season. It is Dunnigan from the corner, and it bounds out, but Lucas the offensive board. And Lucas has it blocked, and it is Baker. Yes! Cuts the lead to 1. That's another young lady that if she gets hot, look out. And here goes Farah. She's going to be the go-to player, but then the give and go to Hain. She faked as if she was going to go for the reverse layup and dished off to Hain. Nicely done. Valdosta State, 4 of 6 from the floor so far. Very quickly played first quarter thus far. Foul called away from the basket on Francis. That's the first foul of the game, and we're 3.5 minutes into it. Want to say hello to my good friends Stu Shostak and Wes Hyatt, who are listening along our network tonight. Glad to have them with us. Tipped away. And Union will play it. Over the last 30 years, I've seen huge emotion in the stands of this place, particularly in the years when Union's vaunted rivals were Lipscomb and Belmont. And this is one that is proving to be the equal to that. A lot of high emotion here. A lot of tickets were bought online today. Open is Dunnigan. Yes! We're tied at 8. Baird is not one who loses confidence if she misses the first couple of them. She feels like they'll begin to fall. Farrell working again against Williams. The turnaround jumper short, and Williams the rebound. You got to believe that the most valuable player in this tournament is going to be either Williams or Farrer, depending on who the winning team is. And either one of them would deserve it. 15 on the shot clock for Union. And it's Williams versus Farah again, and she doesn't get it. And the tip finally gets in Farah's hands. Just a little bit rattled trying to get that layup through. They figure if they can hold Williams to less than 14 points in this game, they have a strong ability to be able to take it home. Hain with a left-hand push shot, not there. And it's going to go off the hands of Baker last. Hain had it. It was a very softly navigated one-hand push shot, but it just simply bounded out. As we say, iron was unkind. So Delaney Bernard will toss it in. Another one of the wonderful young ladies we've had a chance to meet personally this weekend. Now it's Farah versus Williams. And the fall-away jumper. And she did not get the Plinko drop, and Lucas the rebound. Slow dribbles. Union trying to be as patterned as they possibly can. This is a team that can go transition on you, but you usually don't expect that against this Valdosta State defense. They'll go both man-to-man and zone with you. 7 on the shot clock. Now they're going to have to hurry. And Baker, no. That was one of those nobody was open, and she was forced to put one out from about 28 feet. Not there. Again, Farah versus Williams. And on the drive in, offensive foul. Timeout on the court. We're all even at 8. It's a defensive battle. And Nicole Hain, that we've been talking about already, has been one of the team leaders for Valdosta State. And we talked to her about what it means to her and the rest of the Lady Blazers to reach this championship game of the South Regionals.
For me personally, championships is what you dream of from a little kid. You want to play championships. So I'm just going to live in the moment and just enjoy it. And then just to our team, before every game since we've been here, I said, let's be us. Be us, and we give each other our high five. So that's going to be my message to my teammates, that we're going to be us. We've gotten these 2 big wins, and we're going to fight to do everything to get that win on Monday. So we're going to be us and just work hard and bring it.
And so far in the game, Nicole has 4 points, as does Farrer. And we got a feeling we're going to be calling her name a lot during this game. And Mike Mann and his band in the stands taking off with Sweet Caroline, one of the favorites around this place and anywhere in the nation. Here we go. Sweet Caroline, ba, 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 good times never seem so good. And they are enthusiastic in this place. Every now and then, it's called the singing sportscaster that just breaks out into that. This has been everything that we expected. We expected strong defense on the part of both teams. Valdosta State shooting 44%, Union 38%. Nobody has connected for Valdosta State from outside. Union 2 of 4 in three-pointers. Lady Bulldogs, again, they have a 38% shooting percentage from the 3. And Lucas, who can just do anything in the world, and she just overshot it. She was not really getting a good look at the basket. She just hurled it up. And sometimes that is a problem with her drives to the basket. No problem with that drive to the basket whatsoever. Cersei getting her first basket, coming in as a sub, and so it is a 10-8 Valdosta State lead. Dillard being double-teamed, and that's one thing this Valdosta State will do. They will absolutely be relentless and traveling. Yeah, Lucas was rattled by the defense. She was double-teamed and just simply could not contain her momentum. And that probably means Samaria Thompson is going to come in off the bench, because that's 2 straight possessions where Shanique has not been able to deliver. Almost a 3. Some of the fans wanted a travel call, but it wasn't. She didn't change the pivot foot. And tried to go on the inside to Hain, and it was just too high for Nicole to grab. And Thompson indeed is in, and Lucas will sit down for a bit. She won't be out long. Samaria Thompson has been tremendous in this tournament for Union. She's an excellent floor leader. Mark Campbell has a lot of confidence in her. And she really came into her own in January, and she's been really the 6th player on this team. She goes inside, and it's Williams against Hain, and she delivers. And the foul is called. So it'll be an opportunity for a 3-point play for Williams, who is only a 62% free throw shooter. And short. But the game is tied again at 10. You figure this game is probably going to end up in the 50s or 60s. And this looks like it's going to be one of those grinded-out possession-by-possession games. Hain with the jumper off to the right, and Williams again the rebound. And stolen. Baker was not looking for the pass. Union, its 3rd turnover. Out of bounds with 22 on the shot clock, and so the Blazers will pump it in. And getting set to check in for Union is Leah Cauble. Leah's a 5'10 junior from Oran, Missouri. She's got a strong three-point shot, and Mark Campbell feels very confident in her ability to defend. Long three. Yes, sir. Francis. And look at the smile on her face. That's the first three-pointer of the the first three-pointer of the night for the Lady Blazers. The Union has not been able to get a lead in this game. It's been tied twice. Jumper. One-hander goes through the right-hander for Baker with 5. You just got a feeling both of these teams are just beginning to get cranked up with 1:40 to go in the first quarter. The engine is primed. After a short rest, the curl hook goes for Farrer. She has 6. Thompson's going to take her time with it. You don't usually see the dribble that much. That was off to the right. You saw it the minute that Dunnigan released it. And they go inside to Farrer again. And the foul is charged this time to Thompson away from the ball. And you may have heard some of the editorial comments coming from the stands about this. This is a highly partisan crowd. Tipped away. Let's see if Baker comes up with it. She doesn't. They got 13 on the shot clock, and it's tipped. But that was the great court awareness of Farrer when it could have been a turnover. Her eyes were straight on that ball. She did not lose concentration, and Valdosta State leads by 5. There's no fear playing on this court because Valdosta State has been here many, many times. 12 on the shot clock. Thompson trying to drive herself and loses it. Finally retrieves it. And off way to the right for Cauble. Valdosta State will probably have an opportunity at the last basket. And let's see how Deandra Shermer plays it. Francis thought about taking off with a 3. The curl hook is there, and they wave it off. They say it was after the buzzer. So it was close to being a 3-possession lead for Valdosta State. The first quarter ends with the Blazers on top, 17-12. And as Union coach Mark Campbell said earlier, the Lady Bulldogs have been a strong second-half team. And graduate guard Emily Dunnigan says part of that is in their mindset.
I feel like, as Coach said, too, we're all focused, and the coaches prepare as well, too. So I think we're going to come in and, our motto, I guess, the second half has been play harder, and we're pretty much doing that right now, I believe. So that's a message, too, that everybody will still have intact for the game on Monday.
Mark Campbell is delivering a sermonette in about 45 seconds here that is intense. And I have a feeling it may have more than 3 points in it. Valdosta State shooting 57% from the floor. Pardon me. 57% from the floor, 50% from behind the arc. They've only put up 2, but it's a big difference in this game if you can connect against this Union team that's very strong defensively against the threes. The Blazers have not been to the free throw line. Union has been there once and missed. The Blazers have out-rebounded Union 9-5. Union shooting 39%, 33% from three-point land. And turnovers, Union's coughed it up 3 times, as has Valdosta State. Blazers have picked up 5 points off the turnovers committed by Union. And they got a 5-point lead, so it's an important category. Lucas back in the game for Union. Dunnigan is sitting out for a bit. Mark was very intense during that between quarters huddle, and the foul, a bump on the drive there, and it is charged to Delaney Bernard, her first. Nobody is in foul trouble for either team at this point, and each coach still has all 4 timeouts. All right, here's Baker, and this is a great position for the Lady Bulldogs because she's a triple threat. She can dish it off, drive in for a 2, or go in the win. That's Dillard. Has it blocked. Nicely timed by Nicole Hain. You got to hand it to her because many times that'll result in a foul, but she managed to keep the body away. And you got Farrer way out front. Going for the 3. Yes! 20-12 the margin. And Cersei is delivering. And let's see how they play it. On the inside, right through everybody, but it was after the foul was called, and that one is going to be on Cersei. That 3 was by Long. We could not see from where our vantage point is, we could not see the number on it, but it was Long that connected for 3. All right, they're going into Williams. They have not been able to exploit her much in this game. And Union the turnover, number 4. It's a 2-on-1. Baker could not tip it away, and it is a 10-point lead for the Lady Blazers. I can tell you from talking with this team during the course of this tournament, they felt insulted when they were dropped to a number 7 seed after chasing Union all season long and curling it up, and Union is just not connecting. 33% from the floor, and the foul on the backside by Thompson. But this Valdosta State team felt as though it was an insult when they were dropped to a number 7 seed and had to play number 2 Tampa to start out with, and then had to play a team that defeated them last week in the Gulf South Conference semifinals, and that being Lee University. And so they felt like, that's a little bit too low, and you'll find out what Kay Farrer has to say about it in just a few moments because she told it like it was. On the inside again, that's a little bit too high in trying to get it inside to Nicole Hain. But Union is not capitalizing on any of these mistakes whatsoever, and Valdosta State has scored 16 of its 22 points in the paint. Union has only managed 4. This looks a lot like the first game in the regular season that was played between these two. And traveling. Lucas took the step before she went in on the drive. The difference, and the big question that you have here, if Union continues to trail by this margin or more, by the time they go to the locker room, can they pull the same comeback that they did? Baker the steal. They've got numbers. It is Dillard for 3. No. Well, that's the equivalent of a turnover because you had the steal and you had the momentum and it went astray. In Union, 2 out of 7 in 3-point shots for 29%. Valdosta State is having the same defensive success that it did against Lee on Saturday. Winner here will go to Birmingham for the Elite 8 of the NCAA Division II tournament. Farrer goes all the way and overshoots it. Baker the rebound. This time it's Lucas from the same corner. Yes! Her first 3. And that ends a long drought for the Lady Bulldogs. And that gets the fans back into it, and the offensive foul. And that one is charged to Bernard. That is her second. And it's the 3rd team foul of the second quarter. So 5th turnover for Valdosta State gives Union another opportunity to slice the lead. Checking back in, Tamaya Francis. As I said, I'm not going to mention a whole lot about statistics in this game because they matter not here in this championship game. It's just strictly execution and, to a degree, who wants it more. Sometimes you may want it more, but you don't execute. But it really comes down to those two things, and it comes down to matchups. Baker almost lost it, and now they are in trouble. They got to hurry. 4. Baker's going to take it down the middle, and that one just went astray. It was tipped a bit. So Union fritters away an opportunity to slice the lead again. Francis, boy, waving over in the corner, almost stolen by Lucas. They have 18 on the shot clock. Francis, I have just been so impressed by her poise during this tournament. Nothing rattles her. Nor does it for Cersei, who comes in off the bench. She could pull up and take a 3, and she does. And she hits. 10-point lead once again, and Cersei has had a hot hand of late. Taylor with 5, and it is a 10-point lead again for the Lady Blazers. They have led all the way. There have been 3 ties. Valdosta State players have said they have been on a mission this week and overshooting, and that was, I think there's maybe a little bit too much adrenaline in Shanique Lucas at this point. I'm not sure she's settled down yet. And they go traveling. Dragging the foot before she tried to go in for the layup, and so Farrer charged with a turnover, and that's number 8. But this is a category that Union is strong at recovering from, and instead they've only picked up 2 points off of mistakes of this Valdosta State team. It's Lucas, and it's off the back of the iron. Union with so many one-shot possessions in this game, and Valdosta State shooting 61% from the floor. They've out-rebounded Union 12-6. Working the perimeter. Now Farrer is dangerous from outside. And foul's going to be on Lucas on the drive. For Shanique, that is her first. Samaria Thompson has the other 2 fouls for Union. And we have timeout on the floor. Well, as we've seen all week long, Valdosta State's Kay Farrer is one of the outstanding players in the South region. And Coach Deandra Shermer says Farrer is like having a coach out on the floor.
All I'm hearing is lock in, and that's on the court, and that's in the huddles. And so, yeah, she's a fantastic player, and she does things I've never seen somebody do on a basketball court. I thought you were going to dunk it that one time. You jumped down the lane. I thought you were going to dunk it.
You can see what that relationship is like between coach and player. They really enjoy being around each other. There's a lot of respect there, and I can tell you from what, and you will hear, as I mentioned, you'll hear from Kay later on in the contest that, her coach says she thought that Kay was going to dunk it. But to be candid with you, she seems to be extraordinarily relaxed out on the floor. I can tell you she will say that is not true, but we'll find out in detail what she has to say about that later on. As we told you before the break, 61% shooting percentage for Valdosta State, Union 30. And Lady Bulldogs 3 out of 9 from behind the arc. And this is a team that if you are playing Valdosta State, if you're not hot from threes and that's part of your bread and butter, it usually means that you're in trouble. And they have held Jalencia Williams to 4 in this game. Let's see how they play it out of the timeout. And underneath, yep, there was just no way, and they didn't try to commit a foul to block it, and it is a 12-point lead. Farrah's the first one in the game with double figures at 10. Union has not lost since November. I know this is not the date that they want to taste it again. Williams with the bank. Man, they're going to have to get her more involved in the game, even if they just go to her over and over. 6, because the outside shooting, just at least in this first half, it's not dropping. And fans wanted a double dribble, but it wasn't. She still had control of it. Down to 8 on the shot clock. The Boo Birds are out. And steal. That was a case of Francis just not having the height to get that pass in there. And Baker with that change of pace. Now they'll set the play off the screen. Farrah came out to try to pick her up. And they go to Williams again against Farrah. The fans want it. And it was blocked by Farrah. What a beautifully timed block by Kay Farrah, and off the fingertips of Lily Long. But I must tell you, that was a tremendous defensive move on the part of Farrah, and to avoid the foul. So Union, yet another opportunity. They're going to get Keely Robinson in the game and give Jalencia a rest. She has played all 17 minutes of this first half, and somehow they have just got to give her a break. And Farrah is getting another rest too, and so we got about an even stretch here. I think both of them may get back in before this first half ends. Robinson's going to work one-on-one and can't get it up high enough, but draws the foul. It was a late whistle. The foul is charged to Odell, and that is her second. So it's going to be Keely Robinson at the line. Now, Keely is only a 62% free throw shooter. And again, off to the right. When you're in a deficit like this and the clock is stopped, you badly need to get every one of these you possibly can. And Keely does not deliver, and the rebound comes off again to Valdosta State. You just see the confidence in the faces of these Lady Blazers, and it seemed to have gotten more intense with every game in this weekend. The jumper off the back of the iron, and Baker can't hold on to it, and that's the frustration. So they're going to have, I don't know what the discussion is about here. It looks like Williams is going to come back in, so Farrah will come in as well for Valdosta State. I'll take that back. It is not Farrah coming in. It is India Jordan who is coming in, the freshman from Rochester, New York. And now Farrah is going to check back in. A little bit of a chess game going on with the substitutions. And so the Lady Blazers will play it. 2:34 remaining. We've been stuck on 27-17 seemingly for the last 2 minutes. You can see Deandra Shermer. She is coaching individually as well as the entire team. And they're counting to be sure everybody's got the proper number of players in. Valdosta State was the regular season runner-up in the Gulf South Conference. The big difference was the one loss to Union, 59-56 on this floor. Almost stolen by Lucas. Now they're down to 2 on the shot clock, and it's not there, but they're going to get the rebound. Francis kicks it away, and Union's hands just would not get a grip, and the 3 is there for Hain. She already has 7 points and 11 rebounds in this game. Unbelievable. She's going to have a double-double tonight. No question about it. Valdosta State by 13. And Union badly needs some kind of a flurry here at the end of the half. Williams working one-on-one against Farrah. And doesn't get it. Cannot get it high enough in the square. And again, you have to say it's the equivalent of a turnover, and it was kicked off of the foot of Baker. This has just been a very workmanlike performance on the part of Valdosta State. The defense has been incredibly strong. They have held Williams to 6 points. Union shooting only 30% from the floor, and it has been a night that Union has had no momentum whatsoever. And Jordan over everybody, not there. And the foul, and they'll play it underneath. And that one is going to be charged to Ashton Baker, her first. So it's Francis. And Jordan with the jumper, air ball. And again, this has been the kind of night it's been for Union. It goes off the hands of Bethany Dillard, who did not wrap it around. And so he's going to take Dillard out and bring back in Leah Cauble. On the inside, Bank is not there. Here goes Lucas. They got numbers. But quickly back on defense is Valdosta State. That's what's so impressive about them, is they may get numbers early, but this is one of the fastest teams at getting off from transition and the travel. For Union, turnover number 6. Not a high number, but they just have not been able to do anything offensively. In fact, they have been stuck on 17 points for the last 4.5 minutes. And Valdosta State looking to go up 15. You can't leave Francis open. And Cersei trying to get behind the defenders, does, and the foul. Dunnigan reached out at the last minute and slammed it home. A chance to go up 16. This would make it an 8-0 run for the Blazers. And Cersei is having herself quite a night. 8 points for Taylor. A dominant first half performance by Valdosta State. And something Union has not seen in an opponent since the last time it played Valdosta State. It is Williams, and she's going to be triple teamed. And on the drive, she's fouled. That'll give her a 2-shot opportunity. Union has missed all 3 of its free throws in this game. And regardless of what happens with Jalencia here, it will give Valdosta State the opportunity for the final possession. And she nails it. Williams is Union's leading scorer, but she's been held to 7. Valdosta State has 6 players in the scoring column. Union only 4. Got them both. And that finally gets them out of a 5-minute drought. And they spread them out. And they're going to work. Looked like it was going to be Hain against them. And the 3 rims in and out. And let's see who the foul is going to be charged on. We're not exactly sure who that foul was called on. But no matter, it is Williams back to the line for 2 more. And was short. When you hit them short like that, you're not usually going to get the friendly bounce off of it. Second one does not fall, and that hurt if you're a Union fan. And tipped away, and it's going to be Valdosta State ball with another chance to skate the clock out. They'll bring back in Leah Cauble for defensive purposes. And it's Long to toss it in. Francis looking for an opening against Baker. And that looked to be off of Baker's foot. So they're down to 7.6 seconds. And the way this game has been going, I would not be surprised if they drop in a bucket right here. Francis may have to go herself, and there you go. She just completely went by Shanique Lucas. And they wipe it off. And there's a discussion going on again, and I'm not sure what this is all about. There's 1.8 seconds remaining on the clock. Doubtful that Union could do anything more than a miracle throw. So they're over talking to the clock operator about this. Well, it's going to be Union's ball with 1.8 seconds left, and all they can do is try to throw a long one and see if they can get it into somebody's hands. And they go to Lucas cannot dribble that many times. Now, you can't do 3 dribbles and expect to get it in with only 1.8 seconds. So it has been all Valdosta State from the get-go. Union has not had a lead in this game, and the Lady Blazers, just like happened on this floor 3 weeks ago, they're on top by 14 at halftime. And the question is, will Union's Lady Bulldogs have any fight left in them when they come back for the second half? What kind of adjustments will Mark Campbell make? Let me give you some of the scoring totals. Kay Farah, the leader in the game, with 10 points for Valdosta State, 8 for Taylor Searcy, 7 for Nicole Hain, and Hain with 11 rebounds. It's just incredible. She has had a huge night, 11 of their 18 rebounds that they have in the contest. For Union, Jalencia Williams with 8, but every single one of them have been hard fought because she has been double and triple teamed all evening long. Ashton Baker with 5. Only 4 Lady Bulldogs have been in the scoring column. So there you have it. It is Valdosta State 33, Union 19 at halftime. And so we're going to show you an important message from one of these two schools and then take a break. For those of you who haven't had supper yet, why don't you do that? At least get it out of the refrigerator, enjoy it, and we will be coming back your way in approximately 10 minutes with the second half. Stay with us.
for a Christian college or are starting the college search process, I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
Well, the question that remains with Valdosta State on top, 33-19 here in the championship game of the NCAA Division II Women's South Regionals is, does Union have another second-half comeback that it demonstrated 3 weeks ago on this floor when these two teams first met? Down 14 at halftime. You got it duplicated. And then made the rally to win 59-56. It's going to take a huge defensive effort for that to happen. Take a look at your halftime statistics, and in almost every category being dominated by Valdosta State. 52% from the floor, 14 of 27. Union only 7 of 23 for 30%. In three-pointers, they've outshot Union 4 out of 6, 67%. Union 3 out of 9 for 33. Free throws, Valdosta State only been there one time and hit it. And Union 2 out of 7 from the line. It has been a horrendous night from the free throw line for the Lady Bulldogs. Valdosta State out-rebounding Union 18-8 in this game. Union has just not been able to crash the glass whatsoever. Turnovers. Valdosta State has committed more, 10-6, but look at this. Union's only been able to pick up 2 points off those mistakes. There were 8 possessions that the Lady Bulldogs had an opportunity to drill one home and could not come up with it. And points off turnovers, Valdosta State has the edge 10-2. And so you check every box that's in the category handily of Valdosta State. And here's another key factor is points in the paint. Valdosta State has had 20 points inside that red square out there to only 6 for Union. And if you are not hitting in the paint, you better be hitting from outside, and it has not happened for Union tonight. So right now it's looking very optimistic and hopeful for this Lady Blazer team to be knocking off the nation's #1 team and heading to Birmingham next week. But we still got 20 minutes to play. So we'll see how Union makes any kind of adjustments. Mark Campbell is a coach who has made adjustments in the past that have made a huge difference. And there are some of the faithful who are here tonight. They were pretty much taken out of the game in the second quarter. Mark Campbell has said many times that all season long his team has been a third and fourth quarter team. We'll see if that happens. But the Blazers will have it first and a chance to extend this lead to as many as 17. And you can see that energetic expression on the face of Delaney Bernard. They just simply out-hustled the Lady Bulldogs tonight. Union's been forced into a number of mental mistakes. Turnaround jumper is there. That's big to start the quarter. Farrer with 12. And as I say, she is in prime position to be the most outstanding player of this tournament. That gives Union an even bigger ladder to have to climb. Lucas for the three. Yes! Well, that's one chip off the tree. But it's going to take a lot more, and this Valdosta State team is playing with a lot of precision. Fans wanted a traveling call, but it wasn't. 15 on the shot clock. And they're trying to get into this and make some noise to rattle this team, and there's a steal. Beard with it. Takes it away from Hain. The key for Union is to stay patient. It's Baker off the mark. That would have been huge. Would have cut the lead to 10 in barely a minute and 10 seconds. So they lost an opportunity off that steal. Farrer, that fall-away jumper is on the top of the iron. Union has had its opportunities to close leads, but in the second quarter, it was mostly double digits. Jumper for Baker, and again short. Union has just not been able to even hit high percentage shots with any degree of proficiency. Tipped away by Williams, and it goes back. Williams thought it last went off Farrer, but I think she was trying to negotiate more than anything. So let's see how Deandra Shermer plays this one. And they go to Farrer against Williams, and she just simply lobs it up and lost control of it. Dillard takes it all the way in instead of going for the three. Drives it home, and the 16-point lead is cut to 11. And in all kinds of trouble. Union double-teaming the ball, but the big three off the back of the iron, and they get the offensive rebound. That has been a killer for Union in the first half, is not being able to get on the boards. This Valdosta State team has just taken that category away from them. And the jumper is there. Nicely navigated by Francis. She has 5. Just pulled up and took that 12-foot jump shot over taller players. Baker, almost a palming violation. They had Dunnigan open in the corner, but she was picked up very, very quickly. Union down to 8 on the shot clock. All the way down the lane, and it hangs up on the lip. It has been that kind of night for Shanique Lucas. 2 of 6 from the floor. And she was wide open, nobody contesting. And jump ball, and the alternate possession will go to Union. Baker fighting for every possession. If there's one who will leave it on the floor here, it's going to be Ashton Baker. And that graduate transfer has been a catalyst for comebacks during this season. Driving underneath, the layup is there. The give and go, keeping Williams out front. And Baker with 7. It's cut to 11 now. The key for Valdosta State is to not let that flurry or the crowd rattle them. They have proved pretty well unrattleable, if that is a word we could use, and not there. And the crowd is big into it. Rebound Dunnigan. Union playing with more confidence. Oh, my goodness. Tried to get it into Williams and just not enough on the pass. And this could be a 4-point turnaround. And the jumper, Farah has no contest on that. And to the floor, it's going to probably be on Lucas. And for Shanique, that is her second. And going to the floor very hard, and that is not something anybody wants to see. And they're going to get the trainer out there to look at her. That was a huge collision down low. And we'll see how this, I think she's going to be okay. I think maybe she just had the wind knocked out of her. And this is the Union training staff trying to, as they're in charge of physical therapy and immediately attending into potential injuries. And what they're trying to do right now is just determine, is she mentally at this point clear? Is she not seeing double or anything of that nature? And she's asking for help, and she's up. And I'm glad to see Nicole Hain get back up here. What a delightful young lady she is, and it's almost now the way she's come over to the bench as if nothing ever happened. She'll sit down for a minute to clear out the cobwebs, but that was a nasty spill, and thank goodness she's okay. So here the Lady Blazers go again. Up 16 at halftime. Fall away. on the top of the lip, and Williams the rebound. It's Lucas. For the three, Dillard. Yes! Dillard with 5. It's now an 8-point game, and the faithful is following. And they threw it away. And give it to Union. There may be a 6th man in the house yet. That one went into Mike Mann and his band in the stands, and timeout called. The lead has been sliced to 8, 37-29. Well, Union coach Mark Campbell has a tremendous amount of respect for his Valdosta State counterpart, Deandra Shermer. And he told us the way she treats her players is a credit to the Gulf South Conference.
We need it. Dee's done a great job with their team. They're the best defensive team in our league, so they make it difficult for everybody. And I think you've seen that the first 2 rounds of the tournament. And so I expect nothing less on Monday. It's great when you play against people and you know if you trust their character, how they care about their kids, and that's just true about Dee. And so we have a lot of coaches in our league like that, and it makes it more fun to compete when you know the motive is to make a difference.
And that is well said by Mark Campbell. I have enjoyed meeting Deandra this week here, and we compared notes because of my geographical background being from Waycross, Georgia, only an hour away from Valdosta. And she said she has always enjoyed meeting Valdosta State alums because everybody talks about fond memories on that campus. They have beautiful palm trees there in a place that you don't usually expect to see that in South Georgia. And it is a place that has grown immensely since I was a freshman there 50 long years ago. So Deandra wanted to settle her team down after Union has made this run. It was 33-19 at halftime. It is a 10-4 run on the part of the Lady Bulldogs, and even Cowboy Curling is trying to get the crowd into it. If that was 8B, she'd say, call him a rabble-rouser. And Lady Bulldogs could cut this one now to a 2-possession lead for the first time in ages. Dillard thought about the three again. 17 on the shot clock. Dillard now for the three. No. And it's going to bound around and go back into the hands of Valdosta State. And that's exactly what Deandra Shermer wanted to see, is give them defense out of that. And the offensive foul. Baker goes to the deck hard, and the official was right on top of it. And it will be Union's ball when we come back from the timeout with Lady Blazers still on top, 37-29. Well, 9 days ago, the Gulf South Conference did not end on a happy note for Valdosta State. The Lady Blazers went out of the tournament in the semifinals. But this week, their post player, Kay Farah, says Valdosta is indeed a team with a mission.
We wanted it. We decided that we wanted it before we even drove up here. And that's what mattered. So we locked in and we decided that we wanted it, and we decided that defense first. We always talk about defense first, and we played defense, and we wanted it more.
Well, even though the lead is still 8, Valdosta State is in prime position. Union has to go to the offense to try to knock this lead down further. Well, they've got fans who are going to try to help them do that. But I'm going to tell you something else Kay Farah told me this week. I mentioned to her during a media conference, I said, Kay, you always look so relaxed out there on the floor. It's like nothing rattles you, even if there's a turnover or if the team gets behind. You just seem to be absolutely the perfect of calm. And she said to me, are you kidding me? She said, I may look it, but she said, I'm always wired inside. And she said, my coach is the same way. She told on Deandra. Love that young lady. She has just been so entertaining. It was tipped away. It's not an over and back, but Union only has 15 on the shot clock. And Williams with a dangerous situation. It is Lucas. Yes! The lead is down to 5. Lucas with 9. Now let's see how they answer at the opposite end. Almost stolen. The foul is going to be on Baker, and that's her second. Lucas and Baker with 2, along with Samaria Thompson. Only the second team foul of the quarter for the Lady Bulldogs. So Hain, who's back into the game after that nasty fall. I'm so glad to see that she is not seriously hurt because it was rough. And almost a travel, but they didn't call it. They're down to 6 on the shot clock. Inside to Farrer. She's going to try one from the corner. Way off the mark. That's outside of her usual range. And here comes Lucas. Lucas is looking for the corner and didn't get it. Almost tossed it aside. Union with 7 turnovers in the game. And Lucas is going to take it on the right-hand side and got the layup. It has been a third quarter that has belonged to Union. A 14-point lead is down to 3. And no foul called, and now it is. Another turnover. Hain is arguing the call. For Valdosta State, that is the 15th turnover in the game. And Union actually has a chance to tie it. Valdosta State is not a team that typically will go to the press. Baker, as Mark Campbell signals the play. Williams, again, that's not her strong suit to be the dribbler. Lucas with that low center of gravity. She's in trouble. Timeout. Smart timeout. That's the first timeout for the Lady Bulldogs. They still have 9 on the shot clock with 3 minutes remaining. Well, considering the fact that that was Shanique Lucas who instinctively called that timeout, you ask any of the Lady Bulldogs about the secret of their success, and they will tell you one component is how the Union players enjoy each other off the court, and Shanique reinforces that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, like Coach said, we have just such a great group of people and coaches that love each other and work together. So it's really, I mean, it's hard not to enjoy the journey and everything and every aspect of it. So, yeah.
Well, this place has come alive in the third quarter, and that is oftentimes the turning point for the Lady Bulldogs. As we say, when they met before, Union was 14 down at halftime and rallied to win by 3. They have almost climbed the ladder all the way back. But they don't have much time. It is Dillard. It is almost tied, but it went left. This place would have erupted had that one dropped. You hear them here. Going for the 3. The big bomb. No, off to the left. And they get the offensive board again. That is why they are so tenacious, and it is Cersei with the basket. She has 10. I've been so impressed with Taylor Cersei's play off the bench. It's just been amazing. Nicole Hain tonight, 14 rebounds in the game. Williams has not had a chance to really work on one-on-one situations in this quarter, but she got that one. There was no way they were going to stop Jalencia on that one. It's back to a 3-point game. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Farrer against Williams. Traveling. Took the step. Part of that was probably the footsteps of Williams as she shuffled her feet. Union, again, a chance to potentially tie the game. And Baker's just going to let it roll because the clock doesn't start until you pick it up. It is Dunnigan. No. Back of the iron. The threes have not been falling with great rapidity tonight. Union 6 of 16. Valdosta State trying to take the crowd out of it again. And timeout called. Nope, it's a foul. And that one is charged to Ashton Baker. That will be her third, so they'll get Samaria Thompson back into the game. Ashton is trying to suggest that she was being held. So she comes out, and the Lady Blazers will play underneath. Payne thought about a three. Farrer gets by Williams, gets the layup, and draws the foul. That is Williams' first foul of the game. And after Union has twice closed it to within 3, the Lady Blazers with an opportunity to get back to a full 2-possession lead. When we say a full, we mean it would take 2 3-pointers to tie. And that's off the mark, and Union was not there for the rebound and the foul. That's Lucas. That is her third foul. Union just completely went to sleep on the glass. And Valdosta State completely attentive to it. Lady Blazers have out-rebounded Union 27-13 in this game. You want to talk about a way to win a championship, get on the boards. And that one is off the mark for Cersei, but she can still make it a 6-point lead. She's in double figures with 10. 62% shooter. Got the second one. Union has sliced 8 points off the lead at halftime. This is a big possession as we approach the final minute of the third quarter. Lucas with 3 fouls. 11 on the shot clock. She tries to curl it home. Too much on it. You can tell it the minute it let go out of her hands. Not necessarily a well-designed play at all. Boy, look at the battle between Williams and Farrer. 15 on the shot clock for the 3. It's short, but they get the offensive board again, and Hayne is open for the 3. Yes! Hayne with 10. They have 3 in double figures. That was big because now it's back to a 9-point margin. And that is after Union has had 3 opportunities to potentially tie the game. Thompson in between 2 defenders. She's in trouble. And they could not get a shot off. Excellent defense on the part of the Blazers. So we go to the fourth quarter. Union trailing 45-36 to the team with a mission, Valdosta State. We'll see how the final chapter is written right after this message.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Mark Campbell trying to get his team mentally focused for what is still going to be a major hill to climb. They outscored Valdosta State 17-12 in that third period, but they missed 3 opportunities to tie the game with a 3-point shot. So Valdosta State still with a huge advantage, up 9, as we get ready for this final 10 minutes on Championship Monday in the NCAA Division II Women's South Regionals. And I think Kay Farrer is probably right that whereas Deandra looks like she's the picture of calm, look how intense she is. She found it amusing that Kay said that her coach was wired in the same fashion that she was. All right, here we go, folks. Fasten your seatbelts. And Lady Blazers will play it first. And this could be huge to go back to a double-digit lead on the first possession. Union with 2 players with 3 fouls, Lucas and Baker. And the drive. And it's going to go back. Knocked away by Baker, and it's going to go back to the Blazers. Right in front of Cowboy Curling. And it looks like Ashton Baker might have caught just a little bit of some. She maybe got a scratch on the hand, and so they're going to see if they can get that taken care of. And maybe a little smack in the nose. Listen, let me tell you, as physical as this game is, it's amazing, and I know all of them are probably going to be taking extra ibuprofen after this one is over with. You just cannot imagine the amount of contact that is on the floor during 40 minutes of action. But I've talked to too many players, and they're checking to be sure she's okay. And so she's got that cotton in the nose, and she's going to hang in there. She is resilient. Going for the big 3. No, in and out. And Williams the rebound. Her 7th. Baker with 15 remaining. Takes it all the way down, and the foul. And you could see her with that fist bump on the deck. The foul is charged to Cersei, her 3rd. So Ashton Baker, who on the season is an 80% free throw shooter, a chance to close it to 6, and does. Baker with 10. You can expect there will be tenacious defense from both teams down this stretch. That's what they're both noted for. The crowd trying to be an influencer. Way open in the corner, and Baker picks her up, and the dish off is not there, but the foul. And charge that one to Emily Dunnigan. 2-shot opportunity for Farrer. Now, on the season, she's 52%, but I must tell you, when you get to this stretch of the season, usually people who shoot like that, there's still money in the bank. In and out. Got the 2nd. And based on her percentage, you figured she'd give you 1 out of 2. All right, Union a chance to cut it to 5 or 4. They closed it to within 3 times in the 3rd quarter. Baker with the jumper. No. Just simply released it a bit too soon. And the one-shot possessions that aren't turnovers are what really hurt any team trying to make a comeback. You've got to be able to deliver. Fake the jumper. Open for the 3. No. That was a big opportunity, but it just did not go. So the Lady Bulldogs with another opportunity to close this gap. It was 14, in fact, as much as 16 in the first half, but it was 14 at halftime, 33-19. Union has held Valdosta State to 13 points in the second half. What defense has prevented Lucas from getting a lot of her breakaway baskets tonight and in trouble again? Down to 6. Baker Change of pace and the foul. So Union will have a new 20. That's the fourth foul on Taylor Searcy. 11 points in the game tonight, so they will check back in Francis. So Union with another 20, but you got to start making possessions count, because you see another minute go off the clock, and it begins to really end your percentages. Dillard short. She had the range, just not enough height. And Lily Long with a big rebound. Again, the rebounding has been huge. 31-14 has been Valdosta State's edge tonight. And they're not going to rush it, and they don't have to, with a 7-point lead. Francis against Baker. Great fake and the foul. So for Baker, that is her fourth foul. And at the line for for Valdosta State is Francis. She's a 75% free throw shooter, so you probably expect her to drop this through and make it a 10-point game once again. And she does. And so now it is a 4-possession lead. Baker will check out. She will probably come back in, my guess is, with 3 or 4 minutes remaining in the game. But that is a huge blow for Mark Campbell to lose his really strong point guard. Union with a rotation behind the perimeter. 13 on the shot clock. Williams against Farrer. And she gets to the inside and does not make it fall. That one was huge. Union needed that one badly, and Valdosta State has recovered. And the travel. Farrer took a step. That's 17 turnovers for Valdosta State in the game tonight. But Union has only picked up 7 points off of those mistakes. And time is ever fleeting for a Lady Bulldog rally. You exert so much emotional energy trying to make a comeback. And when you cannot grasp the lead, that is what is really, really difficult. The foul is charged to Hain. Nicole has only committed 2. Lady Bulldogs badly need a basket right here, because you can just feel it beginning to ultimately slip away. High in the corner. Dillard for the 3. No. You could tell it didn't have any authority on it whatsoever. Leah Cauble will check back in. Dillard's had a rough night of it. 1 out of 6 from behind the arc. Under 6 minutes to go. Valdosta State has led all the way except for 3 ties. And Union almost a steal. And Farrer was open, and the foul is on Williams. That's only 2 on Jalencia. And Farrer goes to the line. 15 points to lead the game tonight. And Baker will check back in along with Cauble. And the 2 starters, Dillard and Dunnigan, will check out. The wing guards have been held to 8 points in this game tonight. They have not been able to get any kind of a rhythm on 3-point shots. Union 6 out of 18. Farrer off the back of the iron. But you'll expect that she will probably deliver this one. 1 of 4 tonight, but 15 points, 8 rebounds. Got it. An 11-point Valdosta State lead. And Union ever close to hearing it become chime time. It's Thompson. She's in deep trouble. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Baker's going to have to make something happen. and takes it all the way home for the layup. Baker with 12, and Mark Campbell takes timeout. Valdosta State still on top, 50-41, back after this message. It's been an outstanding game plan by Deandra Shermer. They've shut down Jalencia Williams as becoming the driving force in this game. Only 10 points tonight. And you may say double figures, but Jalencia is capable of 20, 22-point games at the drop of a hat. And they have shut down Union's wing guards to 8 points, and Union has only had 5 players to score in the game tonight. They've had no help from the bench. For Mark Campbell, the tough part has been shooting. They have given up 26 points in the paint, and Union has not been able to answer from outside. 6 out of 18 for 33%. Valdosta State shooting 42% in three-pointers tonight. But another huge key that is just, it's not an intangible, it's glaring. 34-14 is the rebounding lead for Valdosta State, and Union is going to go to a bit of a half-court trap. They bring 3 players up on defense. And almost lost it out of bounds. They're in big trouble and call timeout. 5:11 remaining. It's still 50-41. Lady Blazers back in 30 seconds.
Looking for a Christian college or starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
Mark Campbell imploring his team during that timeout to continue this pressure defense that rattled Valdosta State on the throw-in possession. But Union needs multiple stops, and they cannot afford any more layups or outside shots to go astray. If it has to be put together in the final 5:11, that's all they can do. And there it is, Lucas, almost with the steal. And they're going to give it to Union. So pressure on the throw-in made a huge difference. And Union a chance again to cut the lead to 7 or 6. But the Lady Bulldogs still have not had a lead in this contest. Thompson's got to hurry. 5 minutes remaining. You can see the seconds tick like everyone else at home. It is Lucas for the 3. Yes! 14 for Shanique Lucas. 50-44. And Baker scrambling. It's a scrum. The alternate possession is going to go to Union. And the place is beginning to erupt again, even up into the upper deck behind us. So the Lady Bulldogs still have a bit of fight left in them. Baker playing with 4 fouls. But she is not going to let a possession like that get away. So let's see how Mark plays it off the turnover. Lucas again. No. Just too much on it. Off the back of the iron. Thompson working hard against Searcy, who also has 4 fouls. And the crowd is really into it. And it's going to, no, they saved it. Dramatic save by Farrer. Open for the 3. No. And it's going to be kicked all the way down the floor. That would have been big for the Lady Bulldogs if they had been able to retrieve that, but this Valdosta State team over and over and over again, dominating the boards in this game. And it is Williams with the foul. I can tell you that when the final script is written on this game, if Valdosta State holds on, the big key that a lot of people may not see is rebounding. 34-14. I don't know of many teams that have won a championship by giving up 20 more rebounds, and Farah connects with 17 now. I just simply do not know a team that has connected by giving up a 20-rebound deficit in a game. And Farah connects with 2 clutch free throws. And it's back to an 8-point margin as the seconds continue to tick away for the home-standing and number 1 ranked team in the nation, Union. But as we say, everything is matchups when you get to this point in the season, and particularly on a championship Monday. And the matchups have been in the advantage of Valdosta State on this particular Monday night in March of 2022. Thompson let it all roll all the way into the Union side of the court and was not challenged by the Lady Blazers. Mark redirecting the traffic. They have had such a difficult time getting inside shots in the paint tonight. 10 on the shot clock. It is Baker with a long one. No, that was outside her range. She just does not typically drop them in from that length. And if Valdosta State gets one on this possession, it may be the final chapter. And traveling. So just as it appeared that the Lady Blazers had a chance to wrap this one up, Union gets another opportunity. The 18th turnover for Valdosta State, but Union has only picked up 7 points off of those mistakes. High into Williams, the fake, and the basket. It's back to 6, and Mark calls timeout. 52-46. We'll take one more break, and then we'll be back.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Deandra Shermer is just telling her team, stay patient, don't make any foolish fouls, and also chew up as much time as you have on the clock unless you get a good look at it. Those are the only boxes that matter right now, and Union will go back into the press, and they're going to bring everybody up. Now, what you have to be careful of is somebody getting behind all of those defenders and being wide open for a home run pass. It didn't happen that time. But it's a 2-on-2 situation. Stolen away by Thompson. 2:40 to go. Thompson to the corner. And going to the deck hard, and it is an offensive foul. Thompson with that steal, and then to give it away. My goodness. So the Lady Blazers have it smiling on them tonight because every time Union has made a dramatic run, either the Lady Bulldogs have made another mistake and it goes into the hands and it goes right back. And the crash. And the foul is going to send Baker out of the game. And you can see the emotion on her face, this graduate transfer who may perhaps be playing her last college basketball game. And Baker is gone. One of the finest young ladies that you will ever meet. She's so articulate. And she gets a big, big hand from the fans here. 12 points tonight, 5 of 11 from the floor. And she scrambled for every opportunity that she could, but it just was not enough. At the line is Shanice Nelson. Got it. That's not Shanice. I could not see. I wish they had borders around their numbers. That is actually Lily Long. Lily, in and out. Still a 7-point margin. And it's going to have to be Thompson in with Lucas the rest of the way. And almost stolen. Nice job of reaching in defensively by Taylor Searcy, who's playing with 4 fouls. Right now, everything is on the table for both teams. At this stage of the game, a comeback by Union, you would have to say, would be dramatic. 10 on the shot clock. Ever near 2 minutes to go in the game. Lucas cannot get it. And it's not going to count. The foul is going to be on Farah. That is her first foul of the game. But only the 4th team foul, so Union will play it underneath, and the Lady Bulldogs lost in that situation 22 seconds. It is Dillard. No, air ball. That one was just rushed too much, and Mark is going to get Keely Robinson back in the game. He's going to gamble on trying to get what amounts to 2 post players in. Dillard is faster. Robinson is faster and has quicker hands. But they're keeping Williams down at the opposite end. Under 2 minutes remaining. The foul is on Keely Robinson. So at the line, Taylor Searcy, tonight, she is 2 out of 3 from the line. Leah Cauble set to check back in for Union. Got it. This is where Money in the Bank comes. Valdosta State 6 for 10 tonight from the line. Got them both. That is huge. It puts Union in the position of having to get 3 possessions of 3-pointers. And I don't have to tell you what kind of odds are against that. Thompson finally picks it up. But they cannot waste 20, 25 seconds on trying to get shots off. Thompson takes it to the inside and will go to the line for 2. That foul is on Farah, but she's all right. That's only her first foul in the contest. That's her second, pardon me. It had not registered on my sheet yet. Samaria Thompson at the line for 2. This one would cut it to 7. And she connects. But Union has got to have still 3 stops without a basket. And getting down beyond everybody was Nicole Hain. And they're just going to ease as much time off this clock as they can. And the foul on Thompson. And to the line, that sends Searcy once again. Now, Cersei's a 62% free throw shooter, but I have to tell you, you get at this stretch of the game and you expect that your players are going to deliver. Cauble checks back in for Union. We'll watch it with you. Not there. If she had nailed both of them, it would have been just about a dead duck for the Lady Bulldogs. Got the second. An 8-point lead. Union almost has to have a three right here with 80 seconds remaining. For the three. No. Too many of those tonight that have just gone astray, and it's looking ever more like the Valdosta State Lady Blazers coming into hostile territory and playing a tournament as a team on a mission are going to go home with the spoils tonight. And you have to say it was a dominating performance and almost stolen, but it's picked up again. Now they got to hurry to get it across midcourt, and they did. Farrer took it. And the foul. And you have to say that this was a dominating performance because this is a Valdosta State team that never surrendered the lead. And at the line this time is a young lady who said on Saturday night, we want this badly. We came here to win. Nicole Hain. Yep. 57-48. They'll have a long ride back to Valdosta State. It's about 11 hours from here, but I got news for you. It'll be a happy one. 58-48. It would take the miracle of miracles for Union to come away with this one. Off the mark. Everything is in desperation right now. And again, the fouls are probably not going to help in this situation. And back at the line is Cersei, and you can see the smiles beginning to creep into the faces of the Valdosta State Lady Blazers. Yes! And this young lady who has come off the bench has had herself a night with 15 points and in and out. Now, they cannot take any more than about 8 seconds in an attempt to try to get a basket, and they give it to Lucas. That one is charged to Nicole Hain, only her third. Lucas is going to come away as Union's leading scorer tonight, but I can tell you she would probably trade every one of those points if it meant that the Lady Bulldogs were going to go to Birmingham next week. Now, they're not going to give up with 41 and a half seconds remaining, but this is one of those things that you just got to hope, if nothing else, for a miracle that is unlikely to happen. 59-51. We'll keep it right here. In the third quarter, Union had 3 opportunities. They had closed the lead from 14 down to 3 different times. And they had 3 opportunities to tie the game. And in every situation, it was either a turnover or a missed shot. 2 of them 3-pointers. Another one was a turnover. And they've had to play the final 3.5 minutes of this game without their star point guard, Ashton Baker, who put everything on the floor tonight. 12 points. She had 2 assists, 5 steals. But Union just could not convert off of the 21 turnovers. This is going to be the interesting thing. Union committed only 8 turnovers in this game tonight. Valdosta State 21. Most of the time, if you see a game like this, you would say Union definitely dominated the game. They could not come up with points off turnovers. Only 9 out of the 21 points that Valdosta State has had. Union has been held to 37% from the floor, and the outside shooting, 29%. And then from the free throw line, and with an 8-point margin, Union 55%, 6 out of 11. But we'll go back again, that rebounding statistic. Valdosta State 38-17, so dominant on the boards, led by 15 from Nicole Hain. And you got another timeout called. We'll keep it right here. It's another 30-second. Each team is in the bonus. Mark Campbell is now out of timeouts. Deandra Shermer has one, but it's not as critical to her as it is to Mark, because Mark's not going to be able to stop this clock. Now, I can guarantee you he's going to design every kind of defensive situation he can in these closing moments. And this was a night that you saw almost a full house in this arena. That doesn't usually happen during the regular season. And a lot of people from the community have turned out that are not necessarily regular Union game goers, but it has been a night that there was a lot of anticipation. But as I told you, it just seemed to be in this tournament, this Valdosta State team, they had their eye on this from the time they got on the bus to come up to Jackson, Tennessee. And the foul. So that is going to give the Lady Blazers an opportunity. This time there's unquestionably, if she gets 2 of these free throws, it is going to be on ice. And it's Lily Long. 4 points tonight, 1 out of 2 from the line, but she has 6 rebounds and nails it. This one is probably the dagger coming right here. And she delivers 61-51. Lady Blazers about to come away with the NCAA Division II Women's South Regional Championship. 4 years ago on this floor, it was Union that held off a rally in the final possession and defeated Valdosta State. It's going to be the other way around tonight. Thompson between the defenders, gets it, and the foul. And that one is charged to Cersei, and that is her last one, but it matters not because Cersei leaves the game with 15 points and 5 rebounds, and she did everything in the world that she was asked to do tonight. And she's getting a huge hand from her teammates. And she deserves it. And she's done it off the bench. Just a tremendous job that she has these last 2 games. At the line is Samaria Thompson. Well, she has delivered from the free throw line tonight. Mark is going to empty his bench. Last time out by Deandra Thompson. Mark is going to bring in a lot of these younger players and give them a chance to play at least a half minute in a championship game. The hole was too big for Union to escape after falling down by as many as 16 in the second quarter. They had their chances in the third and made a huge rally, but never could get over that emotional hump, and it is an emotional hump, to try to get the game tied. They closed to win 3 times. And you can see the expressions on the faces of a lot of the partisan crowd here that will be going home a bit disappointed tonight. But they are proud of this team that carved together 25 consecutive victories going into tonight's game, won the Gulf South regular season championship undefeated, and has made it to the round of 16 of the NCAA National Tournament that culminates with this championship game. But for Valdosta State, they will be going on to Birmingham into the Elite Eight. And I'm not sure what the discussion is. Now we're ready. And Cauble commits the foul immediately to send Francis to the free throw line. She's not one that you figure is not going to deliver. Mark is actually shuttling in and out some of his bench players to commit the fouls. So Francis on the line, 8 points tonight. She could get into double figures herself. Stay with us. Immediately after the game, we're going to bring you the trophy presentations and the announcement of the all-tournament team. And I think there's probably very little doubt that Kay Farrer is going to be the most outstanding player of this tournament. Union still trying to muster anything it can, but it has to be quick. And they give it to Lucas, who has 19. She is the game leader. And they're scrambling, trying to get a steal and finally commit a foul with 18 seconds remaining. But you can't swap 2 for 2 at this stage of the game. So Francis is there once again, and this young lady, another chance to get in double figures. I was really impressed, particularly in the first round of this tournament, how she goes after rebounds. And she's one of the smallest players in this tournament and nails it. So she has collected the double-digit margin with 10. And 11. And Thompson trying to get it down all the way and gets the layup. But not enough time for drama to build. And let's see what the call is. The foul is charged to Samaria Thompson, and that's it for her. So Samaria will check out with 7 points in the game. She's had a wonderful second half of the season for these Lady Bulldogs, and checking back in is Bethany Dillard. So back to the line is Farrer. Chance to get into 20 tonight. But between these two outstanding post players, the nod tonight goes to Farrer. She has been the class of this game. And the defensive pressure kept Jalencia Williams from getting those lob passes on the inside that Union likes to throw to her so much. And Mark is bringing back Emily Dunnigan. And again, there's a discussion over at the scorer's table, and I'm not sure I know why. But the bottom line to it is that this Valdosta State team, they reminded me an awful lot of an Azusa Pacific team back in 2011 that came to this city in the NAIA Women's National Tournament, and they knocked off Union in almost the same way as this, and they came in, and you could tell all week long they were a team with a mission, and that is exactly what has happened with Valdosta State tonight and all weekend long. And again, we're not really sure. They're probably looking to see exactly where the time clock should be off of this. Because even, you look at this, and if there were a couple of free throws that were missed, you win one, you get one free throw here, and it's done. It's frankly a done deal right now, but they've got it back up to 13.1 seconds. So they put 0.8 of a second back on the clock. I want to thank all of you who have been watching along our network tonight for being with us. We appreciate it very much. And as I say, stay tuned. We will have the presentation of the trophy and the naming of the all-tournament team immediately after the game. And this young lady, whose free throw percentage is not great, but she has 5 of 8 tonight, and that's what you do on Championship Monday. And short. Union has to get one off now. And you can't really run a play. Lucas, it banks off, and that should be it. Nope, they're going to call a foul with 3.4 seconds remaining. So let's see if they're going back in the other direction. And that is it for Shanique Lucas. She'll be back next year. Her 5th foul leaves the game with 19 points. She had 4 3-pointers, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. But again, it was just simply not enough on a night like tonight. And she's getting a big hand. She's a very popular player. Jalencia Williams is coming out and getting a hug from Mark Campbell, as is Emily Dunnigan. Jalencia is so disappointed, as you can imagine. The emotions are just spilling out from both of these teams. The expressions of joy from Valdosta State and the pain of Union University. Nicole Hain to try to get in double figures. And she does it. Union is not going to put one up. They did. It was short. And there you see the celebration. Let's watch it. Mark Campbell and his Lady Bulldogs congratulating this Valdosta State team that is so deserving of it. They came in here and they felt, the old term from the 90s, they felt dissed by getting the number 7 seed after being, for most of the season, number 2 in the Gulf South Conference. And they lost that semifinal game to Lee. And they felt like that was a turning point for them. I remember what Kay Farah told me. She said, it is a team that we felt like we're better than that. And so the minute we got on the bus to leave Birmingham from that Gulf South Conference semifinal game, we just said, we're going to go to Jackson and do this. And indeed they did. 66-58. It was not without a struggle in the third quarter. And you can see them going over to hug their broadcaster. It was one of those situations across the board that you think about in games like this. You can't afford to get down against a defensive team of this nature by 16 points and expect to make a comeback. The further thing is that you cannot expect to give up a 20-point differential in rebounds. 39-19, Valdosta State out-rebounded Union, and that in and of itself was the big difference. They're announcing the all-tournament team, and there you go, Nicole Hain, and she deserves it greatly tonight. 10 points and 16 rebounds. Ashton Baker, the graduate transfer from Liberty University. It was an emotional thing when she committed her 5th foul. But that young lady from Mississippi has been so huge for Union. And you can tell the emotions are still coming out. And Jalencia Williams, the Gulf South Conference and the South Region Player of the Year, and a young lady who wanted this one badly tonight, still managed to smile. And the most outstanding player, Kwajalein Farah, also known as Kay, and she deserved it. What a night she had with 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. One of the key points was in the second quarter when she blocked a Jalencia Williams shot, and that rarely happens. And so you got 4 players there that have made the all-tournament team. There perhaps is another one that was from one of the other teams in the tournament. We could not hear that from the public address announcer. So we're going to stay here for just a moment. They're going to come out here and have a picture with a big banner that says "Ticket Punched." And they indeed punched it with a loud thud tonight. To continue, to continue with this team that had as much as 16-point lead, and every time they were challenged, they had an answer for Union University. And there's the big trophy. The huge trophy. Their ticket has been punched to Birmingham, and they'll be there a week from today to pursue the possibility of a national championship in Division II. And look at those smiles. And Deandra Shermer, unquestionably, she came in here with outstanding game plans. Nobody in this arena or around here could have pictured a 70-44 defeat of Lee on Saturday afternoon, a team that had knocked them off by 14 points the week before in the conference tournament. They changed up defenses on them and did the same thing that they did tonight. They got out to a huge lead. Now, the margin was much bigger. Union put up more of a fight in the second half, but they put up a huge fight. And on Saturday, Valdosta State's victory over Lee was just unmatched. I got a feeling that they may, here they go, here comes the big ladder, and they're going to go up there and cut down the nets. And for those of you who are watching this from Valdosta or are Valdosta alums or supporters, enjoy this, because it is always the big joy of Championship Monday to get up here and the official ladder of the NCAA, Werner, and they are going to continue to enjoy this celebration. Deandra has been, I think, just a complete, if you think about it, she has been an absolute rock of Gibraltar for this team this week. She has kept them from getting too high or too low. And she said in the interview that you saw we had with her earlier tonight that this was a team that she knew on Friday. And when she talked about changing defensive strategy against Lee on Saturday, she said they were constantly saying, we're locked in, and the team was saying that. She said, I knew we had the potential of doing something special. And indeed, the Lady Blazers did that on Union's home floor tonight, 66-58 for Union, closing the season 28-3, and it's certainly emotional and hollow for this team that felt like it may have been one of the best in Union history, and it probably was, unquestionably. And you got India Jordan going up to be the first one to try to clip off one of the strings. This has been, again, a team that, and in meeting these players, they said that their message to each other was going to be, let's play our game. If we have to adjust, we will. But let's play our game and let the chips fall as they may. And that's exactly what you did. And if you want to see this young lady, she's been a fighter all week long. She's got that little bruise over her eye, and that didn't keep her from anything. And here you go, Grace Beyer. She is from Ponte Vedra, Florida. She's a freshman. And I got a feeling we're going to be calling her name in future tournaments. But even these players who did not get into the game much tonight, and Valdosta State only played 8 players tonight. And here you go, Delaney Bernard. I got to meet her Friday. And she had a great sense of humor back in the media room, and there you go. She's got to do that instinctive grin that you have. And let's see who's going next. I got a feeling Kay Farrow is going to be the last one. They're having discussions as to what order they need to go. And here you go, another young lady tonight who, Lily Long, who contributed some excellent free throws down the stretch. Lily with 6 points in tonight's game, but also 6 rebounds. And Lily is the Australian on this team. And she's a community college transfer, but there you go. And here you go, a young lady that 11 points tonight, and she had just she was a weapon with her speed and her defense. Just tremendous all across the board in all 3 games of this tournament. And there's the big smile from Tamaya Francis. She's a Canadian. And here you go. Now, I'm not certain who this is, but I know you Valdosta State fans probably do. We haven't met her this week, but obviously she's a very important part of this team. Want to take our hats off to Deandra's assistant coach, Alexis Uffman. Taking it slow coming off that. Those ladders are very sturdy, but it's a challenge to make it down safely. Mallory Odell from Richmond, Virginia, a transfer from Longwood. And she's another one of these graduate transfers that because COVID did not count as a year of eligibility against their players, she decided to come back and transfer to Valdosta State, and I am sure from that expression she is very happy she did. And here you go. This is Kendall Bulmer from Decula, Georgia, a sophomore guard, and I know we're going to be hearing from her more. She got into Friday's game against a very tough Tampa team that challenged Valdosta State. And that was an indicator because Tampa came in as the number 2 seed, and the feeling was if Valdosta State could take them out, that the road to this championship night would probably be easier. And this young lady, Nicole Hain from Spanish Fork, Utah, she's another graduate transfer. What experience Deandra has on this team. Big, big smile. This is a celebration that these young women and their fans and parents, grandparents who may be watching on the network tonight, they will savor this for years. And here you go, Kay Farrer. She wants to be sure she gets a string that's not going to knock the whole net down. There's Kay. Come on, show us some teeth there. Now let's see, who have they got? And here we go. We're almost to the point of getting the entire net down. Now, they're going to have to get Deandra up there soon. She's lurking back there in the back of the pack, but she has not climbed the ladder. Now, she may actually have to be back in the no, she's not back in the media room yet. She's over there talking to her broadcaster from the Valdosta State Radio Network. As I say, for those of you who are from Valdosta, there's not a question in your mind about this, I'm certain. But I want to tell you, these young ladies represented that wonderful South Georgia town that's known as Titletown, USA. They represented your city with the best of class possible, and they made a lot of friends here in Tennessee this weekend. And they are a just absolutely, now they're calling for the coach. Now they want the broadcaster. He is a veteran. Back when I went to Valdosta State in 1972 and 73 and 4, there was a guy named Danny D that was a local radio DJ, but he also did the Valdosta State games. But this gentleman has been a legend. And there you go. You got to give legendary broadcasters an opportunity to share in something like this. And they absolutely love him. He's going to take it a little slower coming back down. And here you go. Finally, I think we're going to get Deandra up there in just a moment. I've enjoyed meeting him in the media room the previous 2 evenings here. And one by one. Now that's not exactly the right kind of shoe to climb a ladder with. She's got guts to go up there with pumps. And we got to stay with this until Deandra finally gets up there and gets her slice of the net. All right, is this it? No, Deandra's still lurking in the back of the pack. A lot of these are part of the official party of Valdosta State. I'm going to be near there this weekend, headed to Waycross for my 50th high school reunion. But I have a lot of fond memories of Valdosta, Georgia in those 2 years I was there before transferring to the University of Georgia. And one by one, we're getting more of the official party, and I think Deandra will be the last one. I remember the late Larry Munson saying at one point in 1980 when the University of Georgia went undefeated, he said, enjoy this one because it may be a long time before there's another one. And it was 41 years before that happened. Here you go. Deandra Shermer is wanting to be sure everybody else in the official party has an opportunity to go up top. There you go. Now I think the head coach is about to go up. And there she goes. She's doing a dance, the celebratory dance. She could cut a rug pretty well. Deandra takes the cut of all that's left, and there is the net. That is a wide open mouth expression that Deandra Shermer will celebrate for a long, long time. And considering the way this team played defensively tonight, who knows? This might be your ultimate national champion in NCAA Women's Division II. They'll find out next week. They got to win 3 games to do it. But they did 3 in 4 days here. And it was a fantastic performance by this team all the way around, but particularly defensively. And you see just how much the celebration will continue, and it will be tonight before they head back tomorrow to Valdosta. And I'm sure there's going to be a big celebration on campus for this team because they did what they came here and said they were going to do. Congratulations again to Deandra Shermer and the entire Valdosta State team, led tonight by 19 points by Kay Farrer, 15 points by Taylor Searcy, 11 by Francis, and listen at this, Nicole Hain, 10 points and 16 rebounds. She almost had as many rebounds herself as the entire Union University team that had only 19 tonight. So it was huge, and there you see Farrah and Hain, and what a dynamite combination they were tonight between the two of them, 29 points and 24 rebounds. And these ladies in red and black are they're going to be more pictures taken here than probably they've got space on their phones for, but everybody's going to get into them. Well, it's about time to wrap up our coverage here from Jackson, Tennessee. We'll show you one more time the whole group is there together and proud of being number 1 in the NCAA South region and absolutely deserving because of the tremendous game that they played tonight, along with the other two leading to this. 66-58 is a game that they will remember for a long, long time. And there we go. Deandra's got to get in there and show the number one. And there you go. So we're going to bring it back up top here, and it was a coach that I knew many, many years ago, Paul Leroy, who said, somebody has to win it, somebody has to lose it. Somebody's going to come away with a great joy, and others are going to leave here with pain. But for the team that leaves with pain, just remember, somebody had to play that game, and even though you didn't win it, you were there. And I think that is something that it may not be great consolation to the Union Lady Bulldogs tonight, but it certainly is emblematic of what this team is at a Christian university, and the fact that they didn't come away with it tonight, but the pain will ultimately ease, and the time will come that they will say, okay, we went a long way. We went to the championship game. It just was not our night. But for Valdosta State, it's going to be a time for about the next 2 or 3 days for them to celebrate and then get ready for who their opponent is going to be when they get to Birmingham next week. I'll wrap up by telling you that Shanique Lucas, 19 points on the night. She was, along with Farrah, the game's leader. 12 points for Jalencia Williams and 9 rebounds, but they kept her from being a dominating force in the game, and that was one of the critical points. And it was one of the key boxes that they wanted to check. And then 12 points for Ashton Baker, the graduate transfer from Longwood. And so the chapter was different this time from what happened in this court 3 weeks ago when Union rallied from 14 down in the first half and won it 59-56 tonight, even though it got to within three different times in the third quarter. Valdosta State never relinquished it and takes home a 66-58 victory and the big trophy and a chance to go on and try to go for a national championship. Before we leave you, I want to thank a tremendous group of people who all year long, this is my 41st game of the season, and I want to thank all of these wonderful people, your names that you're seeing right here, Billy Bolin, Andrew Burris, Jamie Janda, and Eris Hollingsworth. They were your camera operators tonight. They did a tremendous job of staying on top of the action and the post-game show, and I am just grateful to them. A young man who stepped into the director's chair in the second half of the season, Chris Reasons, and I am just so proud of the job that he has been doing, calling the shots. And then a gentleman who is he's the boss, but he's the driving force behind Worthy Road Studios, one of the fine places and one of the great organizations as far as live television production, and that's Paul Schultze. And I am very proud to be associated with Worthy Road Studios and to have been a part of this NCAA Division II Women's South Regionals. So, for all of us at Worthy Road Sports and for the NCAA Division II, I'm Steve Beverly. It's been great to be with you this weekend, and until we see you again, so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.